We lost a game. Volibear all game decided to flame me for not going with him to two-man Baron. He literally would not shut up about it, despite me explaining myself. After the game, he added me. All the text you're about to see on screen, even the misspellings, are the actual logs. Please enjoy. I know I did.
First friend?
Oh no! Was Baron at stake? Holy shit, man, can you tell me about it?
Silas and Malachi have healing.
Whoa, they do?
You need Executioner's Calling?
Holy shit! How did you know that? You work for Riot or something?
You didn't buy that. Second, why help Trinda?
Let me tell you something.
Once upon a time, I met a worm. I thought he looked so adorable, so I kept him as a pet.
Nice Ash, man. Go buy.
Then got him a nice tank with dirt and stuff.
When Baron is up.
But when I enjoyed having him so much that I got another worm and went looking around for more worms.
Smiley face.
I wanted to become a worm raiser. But then a storm rolled in,
Next game?
and the seas were angry.
Executioner's Callings. D. Dot.
What am I going to do? I said.
Is your second item or third?
The ocean began to overturn my boat.
You didn't buy that.
I dove for my container of 3 worms at this point, desperately trying to protect them from the weather. As the boat overturned, the entirety of it was submerged underwater. Thankfully, the container was sealed, so no water could get in. I tried desperately to swim up to the surface, but the boat blocked my path. It was a desperate struggle just to survive.
Nice.
Made all the more desperate by me holding the worm container with one arm. I kicked as hard as my feet would allow me,
But you need to buy Executioner's Calling.
and I barely managed to get past the boat sinking below and reach the surface of the water.
If not, you're a dumb, like ADC.
Thankfully, the integrity of the boat was compromised, and a few planks were floating on the surface. I thankfully was able to rest on one of these planks, a reprieve for me, as I was exhausted.
Nice damage, man. Tier 1 Ash, Tier 4 Jinx.
But I looked in each direction and wondered, where was land?
And you didn't hit.
I was lost at sea. I knew the survival's guide said to stay put in case you were lost, but I wasn't sure that would do any good here on the seas. Do I stay put? Or do I swim in a random direction, hoping, praying for land? It was a rough decision, not just for me, but for my treasure, my worms. What if I picked wrong, and they died as a result? What kind of life would I be living if I just let them die?
Worms doesn't exist in the sea, man.
I knew I had to do whatever I had to do to ensure their survival, even if it meant my own death. So I swam in one direction. Whether it was the right decision or not, who could truly say? So then, after what seemed like hours, I finally managed to find a small little island. I had to find food,
Okay.
just to be able to survive.
Are you Bukowski XD?
Thankfully, there were trees, and they had apples hanging from not all the nutrients I needed, but it was food. So I did my best to care for my worms as well as myself. I waited on the island for a week before I finally saw a ship on the horizon. I waved my arms as hard and as high as I could to try to get their attention. Thankfully, they saw me and transported me back to my home, where I would go on to write a short novel that no one bought. But I wrote it, and that's what counts. And I continue to raise worms, knowing that my love for them is what led me to those circumstances, and caused me to love my worms even more. But I would rather After all that drama,
Kill those worms slowly and painfully. Then listen to any league advice you have to offer me.